Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Dee, and this is the Eighth Initiative. On this channel, we will be talking about anything and everything under the sun. If you've watched my first episode, you'd know that I'm currently in the process of navigating through this whole journey, right? I sort of have an idea, not sort of, I do have an idea and a direction as to where I want to go eventually with this channel. But in the meantime, I'm just going to get the ball rolling somewhere, somehow, right? We all got to start somewhere. And on yesterday's on yesterday's episode, um, you could probably tell that I'm still a bit nervous trying to, speak to you. It's kind of nerve wracking because I'm actually talking by myself, sorta. Um, anyway, I'm just distracting myself from the real thing. All right. So on my first episode, I shared with you that I am going on this 72-hour water fast. And I started yesterday at 12 p.m. And it's 15:36 p.m. today. So it's the day after. So basically I've been fasting for 27 hours now, 27 and a half hours now, give or take, right? And this is an update. Uh, I've not had any food at all over the past 27 hours. And I feel good. I feel pretty good. I do feel a little hungry, but I'm not starving. I definitely could still go on. And I don't feel weak, nor do I feel sluggish. I actually feel pretty energized, I'd say. And so, yeah, the whole day yesterday. So, let me tell you what happened yesterday. Uh, so, I started my fast at 12, right? And I had my last meal around 11, 11:15, 11:30. That was the last meal I had. I had a chicken mayo sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts. It's actually really yummy. And I had this traditional Chinese dessert called tau fu fa. It's basically soybean curd with ginger syrup. It's really good. Um, and later in the evening, I went for an outing with my mom. And we went to the mall and we were walking around and my mom saw a bakery and she was like, okay, I'm gonna get some pastries. And girl, mm, it was tough. And I was only about what? I was only about 4 hours in my fast at the time, right? And uh, girl was negotiating. I was negotiating with myself. I was walking around the bakery and I was looking at all these, like, I saw a Portuguese egg tart. Like, I love Portuguese egg tarts. And then I saw some really nice buns and the smell, the aroma, of freshly baked bread. Oh, it was really tough. I couldn't stay in the store. I had to go out and just wait for my mom. 'Cause when I was in there, I was negotiating. I was telling myself like, okay, maybe you can have one pastry and you can start tomorrow. There's like this little angel and a devil on my shoulders. The both of them were bickering with one another, and whew, not easy. And it's funny because I literally just started 4 hours ago, and usually, like, yeah, 4 hours. You don't. You're usually not looking for food, right? And as I mentioned in my previous video, it's going to be very uh, emotional, and it's going to be a very mentally challenged. Sorry, I'm going to be very mentally and emotionally challenged with this. The physical aspect of this, I think I'll be okay. I'm pretty sure I'll be good. But it's the mental side of things, right? Eating is a very emotional thing. I I'm not sure. I mean, I'm speaking for myself, right? I I'm not the kind to eat my emotions. When I'm depressed, and I've been depressed, and I'm not the kind to eat whenever I'm down. Um, in fact, I actually just eat whenever I feel like it, and stop when I feel like I've had enough. Um, but yeah, this is this is actually, it's pretty entertaining for me, at least, because I'm actually learning a lot about myself, and seeing, I can personally, I can zoom out and look at myself from a third person perspective, which is something that I truly appreciate, because yeah, it gives me perspective, right? And it allows me to see the kind of, not the kind of, it allows me to see what sort of a mental state I am in with myself. We are our own worst enemy. I agree. I would personally admit that for myself too. I am my harshest critic. Uh, I know for a fact that I can get this done, and it's the fear of not losing, it's the fear of disappointing myself, because I've set a goal. I've set a goal of going food free for 72 hours and only drinking water. But now, now I've actually, now I'm drinking tea, which I read is okay. And I've also consulted with a friend who is in the medical field, and he also says that for your 72-hour fast, it's okay if you want to have, um, you know, black coffee or green tea. It's fine. It's not gonna disrupt your calorie intake. Your body is still gonna go into ketosis, and it's still going. So I'm happy. Side effects. So far, I don't have anything. Nothing notable. At least, oh, except for the fact that last night, oh, I slept uh, pretty badly. I already don't really sleep so well, although I'm sleeping significantly better now compared to where I was like years ago. But last night was a struggle. It was a I kept waking up every hour. I kid you not. Every hour I was just waking up, and I was just going to the toilet a lot too, because I've been drinking so much water. That's probably the reason why I've been waking up a lot. Is my music too loud? Maybe I should lower it down a bit. Sorry. Yeah. Um, yeah. So I slept pretty badly. And speaking of sleep, I used to have chronic insomnia. There were times where I would lie awake in bed. I would just not go to sleep for days, and it was not a it was not a nice feeling. There were times where I felt like I was asleep, but I was not. I was awake, but I was sleeping. I was sleeping, but I was awake. I was sleeping, but it did not feel like I was. I don't really know how to describe it, but it feels like you're just in limbo. You're neither here nor there. You're and it does something to you. Uh it's a very, very confusing state. Like, I totally get it why we need 8 hours of sleep. Maybe, I mean, not exactly 8 hours. Like, we could do with 6 or even 4. But I'm not a medical practitioner, so don't take my word for it. I personally can function on 4 hours of sleep or less. It has been done before. I'm not proud of it, but it's possible. But I also acknowledge and know that it's not healthy. So hopefully, this 72-hour fast would balance out this whatever chemical imbalance I have in my body. How I treated my insomnia back then was by going for acupuncture. I went for 10, 20, sorry, I went for 10 20-minute sessions. I didn't go consecutively. I went I think it was in the span of like 3 weeks to a month. And my doctor, she also prescribed me with some traditional Chinese medicine, because I went to a traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, because I've done the whole Western medicine thing, sleeping pills and therapy. None of them work. If anything, it made it worse. Up to a point where my psychologist, my psychiatrist, was like, "I'm sorry, Michelle, but I can't prescribe you any more medication, any more sleeping pills, because you're going through it really, really fast." Um, Basically means I was popping them like candy, and it's not something you wanna do. It's dangerous. Please take note of that, okay? So if you have sleeping problems and you feel like you've tried everything except for acupuncture, uh, give it a try. It worked for me. It might work for you, but just go for a consult first, okay? By a licensed professional practitioner, medical practitioner, okay? Uh, as a disclaimer, I guess I gotta repeat again. I gotta repeat myself again that I'm I don't have any medical experience. I didn't go to medical school. But I've just experienced a lot of medical stuff throughout my young life, and this is just me sharing my experience. What is good for me may not necessarily be good for you. So just go see your family doctor and make sure that you get the help you need, okay? All right, back at it. So yeah, I am on my 27th hour now, pushing 28th, and it's going well. I am hungry, but I know I can do this. How many more hours yet? I'm not gonna count. It's gonna take time. You do the math for me. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next update. In my previous video, I did not sign out with, if you want to know more, click the subscribe button. No, I did not say that. So for this second video, I'm gonna say that. If you like my content and you want to see more, please click the subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.